Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for race number 2 of our 5th season of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series. Getting ready to cap off this race weekend at Emerson Fittipaldi Raceway, or Emerson Fittipaldi Speedway, I should say, here in Rio de Janeiro. And naturally, it follows that today we are running the Emerson Fittipaldi 400. Last week, we had ourselves an unbelievable Daytona 500. Chris Dodd finally snapping a winless streak that stretched back all the way to Season 2 to capture his first career Daytona 500 victory, and he comes into today's race obviously as the points leader. Only time will tell if that Daytona 500 victory has locked himself up a spot in this season's chase for the championship. And here today, we may end up having another driver put their name into the conversation of maybe getting a chase spot. Let's remember that 1 year ago at this very racetrack, Trent Dunham picked up his only win of the season. Trent Dunham ended up being one of the 16 representatives in the chase for the championship. So could lightning strike twice in 2 seasons? Could today's winner be someone we'll be looking at that'll be battling for the championship once the chase begins? Former champion Anthony McCrury will line up on the pole position for today's race. Talk about a guy that really needed a good qualifying position today, because out of the 39 drivers that are partaking in this season's events, McCrury is 38th in points after the Daytona 500. So Anthony McCrury definitely looking to bounce back here today. He'll start alongside of Blaine Keys in the 42, another driver that also didn't have that great a 500, 33rd in points coming into today's race. Both these drivers would obviously love to be able to get a win that would not only put them into the conversation for a potential chase spot, but also help them pick up a number of spots in the point standings. If you're going to jump up in the point standings, best to do it near the beginning of the season when the points are so close, rather than when we get to the midway point of the regular season, even towards the chase for the championship, when the point standings are so far apart. You can gain as many as 12, 13, 14 positions in the point standings, especially with stage points here early on, as opposed to 2, 3 positions you could gain near the midway point of the season. Let's get the command to fire them up here today.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire them up. Last week we gave you a treat with a starting grid on the bottom of your screen. Today, not going to have that. You'll have to check down in the description below to see the full starting lineup for today's event. Let's give you your top 10 of the points coming into today's race. Obviously, Chris Dodd, as mentioned, the Daytona 500 winner last week, is the points leader by 5 points over Joshua Michaels. Caleb Farrell, who not only leads the rookie points right now, he's 3rd in the point standings overall as well, and 6 points back from the points lead. J Arndt is 4th in the standings, with the defending champion of this series, M Haas, in 5th. Dylan Poteet, L Alvarise, and Trent Dunham, the former winner at this track, B Gonzales, and Emmanuel Hartnett. That is your top 10 in the points coming into today's race. This is only the second time that Hersheys Cup Series drivers have raced here at Emerson Fittipaldi Speedway. And we already mentioned Trent Dunham is the only driver to have gone to victory lane at this track. 40 laps of racing, so we split it up into 3 stages. Completion of lap 10 will be the end of stage 1, completion of lap 20, the end of stage 2, and of course the checkered flag at the completion of lap 40 will be the end of stage 3, so there will be 10, 10, and 20 for our lap splits here today for the 3 stages of this race. Here we go then. Anthony McCrury, then Sean Gallighan, J Shelton, Chevys up at the front. The Emerson Fittipaldi 400 at Rio de Janeiro is green. Let's roll! I remember to roll the R this time. It's not a very good roll of the R, but I rolled the R this time. I didn't in yesterday's Pizza X Series race, but there you go. And Blaine Keys, he got the advantage going there into turn 1 on the high side, but now McCrury going to battle back down low. And he will clear for the top position. So McCrury to the lead. Keys slips back to 2nd. And now he's under fire from Sean Gallighan. Gallighan now actually going to have to battle with J Bryant for that 3rd position as the battle for the lead goes on up ahead. Blaine Keys trying to get to the inside of Anthony McCrury, couldn't do it that time. And now Bryant wasn't able to get 3rd place from Gallighan, so that outside line is kicking in early here. We saw the outside line work in yesterday's Pizza X Series race. Looks like it's doing exactly the same thing here today. B Gonzales right behind J Bryant. This is the battle for the 5th position right now, and the battle for the lead is back on again. Blaine Keys going to try the inside line into turn 1, and looks like he might clear McCrury coming out of 2. Yes, he will. So new race leader is going to be Blaine Keys, the Quicken Loans Chevrolet out of Sega Motorsports. Blaine Keys finishing runner-up in the championship standings last season to Matt Haas, obviously a man on a mission here in Season 5. And he'd love to be able to get an early win this year, and if he could win today, that'd be Sega Motorsports sweeping the 2 races we've run here so far. Curry, Gallighan, teammates there 2nd and 3rd. Jessica Shelton sliding there in the 4th position. Shelton, another driver who didn't exactly have the best of runs in the Daytona 500, comes into this race way down to the point standings, 35th in the points exactly, and so, you know, I've seen a lot of drivers that didn't have good runs last week, realizing track position is so important here in Rio de Janeiro that they need to get a good run to counter the poor performance they had in the 500 last week at Daytona. Now going on back here, 3 wide, that is Daniel Gilbert on the inside. K Shearer was put in the middle. Joshua Michaels was in that as well, along with Cody Llamas. It's like they're all going to get through it, at least for the moment. That was quite an interesting battle right there. 3 wide is a little bit dangerous here. Not in terms of the fact that these drivers can't hold it, but in the fact that the track itself makes it almost impossible for them to keep their car under control. We've seen this weekend, especially in yesterday's Pizza X Series race, and I'm sure we're going to see it as these tires begin to wear on these drivers, that the grip level here is pretty minimal, and a lot of drivers can go fishtailing through these corners that don't have a whole lot of banking. As Benjamin Miles makes his way now by K Shearer, that I believe was for the 9th position. Just ahead is his teammate Cody Llamas in the 48, second in the points Joshua Michaels. Up inside the top 10 now, I think he might be in 7th. We'll see where he crosses the line. They score him. Yep, 7th place. Meanwhile, up further at the front, J Bryant going to try and get that 3rd position away from Sean Gallighan. Maybe trying to go 2 for 1 here as he gets by Gallighan and now pulls up alongside of Anthony McCrury. JT got a strong race car underneath him, and he's going to move into that 2nd position, running the Project Cars 2 machine, and you may not recognize it, but that is a paint scheme back to a stock car prototype that is in Project Cars 2. So JT Bryant with the Project Cars 2 as the main sponsorship on his GameStop Ford this week. And now he's trying to run down Blaine Keys in the 42. Blaine Keys last season, when he made the chase for the championship, kind of waited to do it in grand fashion as his teammate Trent Dunham helped push him to the win in the regular season finale at M&M Super Speedway. But once he got into the chase, very stellar performance by Blaine Keys, and wasn't the first time he's been in the chase for the championship. Blaine Keys in 5 seasons, actually let's just say 4, not counting the season we're currently in 4 seasons, he's made the chase in 3 of those years. Season 1, season 3, and season 4. Took a season off in season 2. So in all 3 of the seasons he's partaken in, he has made the chase for the championship. JT Bryant, though, all over the back bumper of that 42 car. JT Bryant, of course, last season missed out on making the chase for the championship, even though he had a win at Dover. So JT trying to get some redemption in his own right, and right now he is about half a car length off the back bumper of Blaine Keys, and this could heat up even more in the next coming laps because we're going to have about 3 laps to go in this stage right next time by, and you can bet JT Bryant would love to be able to get himself 10 valuable stage points as well as a playoff point by winning stage number 1 here today. I mean, just to give you an idea of how important stage points are, take yesterday's Pizza Hut X Series race. Noah Ponce dominated that race. He won all 3 of the stages. Those stage points shot him up from 28th to the points lead. He jumped 27 spots in the point standings in yesterday's event. That is what these drivers can do here today if they can get stage points, and that's why this battle for the lead is on right now Bryant and Keys, they probably watched that Pizza Hut X Series race. They've probably done the math, or if they haven't done the math, their crew chief or their car owner has. And they are realizing that these stage points are so important to getting yourself in a good position in the point standings each and every week. Battle for the lead heating up, but there's also a good battle that's been going on for about third place on back. McCrury, Gallighan, and Shelton been mixing it up back here. Benjamin Miles also starting to fight his way up towards the top 5 as he's going to try and get by Brandon Gonzales. That is for the 6th position. McCrury started on the pole. Don't even know if he led the first lap. I think he might have. And then Blaine Keys got around him. So McCrury at least with a bonus point with a lap led. Let's go back to this battle here for 6th. This battle's been going on for the last lap and a half. Benjamin Miles trying to get by Brandon Gonzales. Gonzales is 9th in the point standings coming to this race. Benjamin Miles is 17th in standings. Right now, this guy would stand to be the points leader heading into next week. Joshua Michaels, with where he's currently running right now, inside of the top 10. Well, if JT Bryant's going to make a move, he's going to have to make it here in this next lap, because next time by is the completion of our first stage. Will it be Blaine Keys or JT Bryant who will get themselves 10 valuable bonus points for winning the stage, and more importantly, a playoff point? So far, 3 drivers have 1 playoff point towards the chase for the championship. They would be the 2 drivers out of KAB Racing Enterprises, B Batson and K Tellier, as well as our Daytona 500 winner, C Dodd. And now Blaine Keys has opened a little bit of a distance between himself and JT Bryant, so unless Bryant can really get a good turn 4 here, it's like Blaine Keys is going to pick himself up a playoff point and 10 valuable stage points, as he is going to win the first stage of this race. Bryant will be 2nd. It's like McCrury in 3rd. Gallighan slipped back there. Shelton's now 4th, then it was Miles 5th, then Gallighan 6th. Brandon Gonzales, Joshua Michaels, Daniel Guilbert, and Emmanuel Hartnett for the top 10, and now Bryant got a nice run there through 2. He almost got to the left rear quarter panel of Blaine Keys. Not quite able to make the move this time. We also saw the fact that in yesterday's Pizza X Series race, we had green flag pit stops. Well, the way things are looking right now, with us running clean and green so far, these drivers will also have to make pit stops. Now, I believe they pitted the Pizza Hut X Series race yesterday between laps 20 to 22. These drivers here, the fuel consumption is a little bit more, and so I would expect to see these drivers on pit road maybe somewhere around laps 17 to 19. Benjamin Miles, I'll tell you what, talk about a driver that's got a good long-run car. That would be the driver of the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Benjamin Miles has been able to fight his way up into the top 5, and he has wasted no time getting around Jessica Shelton for 4th, Anthony McCrury for 3rd, and now he's trying to run down the top 2. This could be the car to watch. He might be one of the few drivers that might come to pit road on the green flag pit stops and not make any changes to his Chevrolet, because that car is flying. See what the gap is between himself and his top 2 is now JT Bryant. Can he make it stick? He's going to try the inside down here with 1, but he's just not close enough. He's going to have to drive it in deep, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Nope, he has to tuck back up in line. And Benjamin Miles is a little less than 2 seconds back. Bryant, big run, couldn't get to the left rear. He gets a good run there out of turn 2. He just can't quite get to the left rear quarter panel of Blaine Keys. Yeah, one thing we also saw here yesterday in the Pizza X Series race is that fresher tires really help out. We saw yesterday where Chelsea Bowles dropped back almost 2 full seconds behind then leader Noah Ponser. She came to pit road 1 lap earlier than everybody else, and by the time the pit stop cycled back around, with those fresher tires, Chelsea Bowles had cut the gap between herself and Noah Ponser to 0.2 of a second. So you gotta wonder if someone might roll the dice, come to pit road early, and try and use the fresh rubber to lay down lap times to gain track position. JT Bryant seem to be just about on a level playing field with each other. And would one come to pit road and the other one stay out, or would they both come to pit road at the same time? They may not have to worry about each other because Benjamin Miles is closing up the gap. He picked up a full half second that last time by, and there you see him now looming in the same camera shot as the top two. I believe the earliest that Benjamin Miles has won a race in a Hershey's Cup Series season was Bristol Dirt. He has not won a Hershey's Cup Series race in the first 3 starts of a season. Here today may be the earliest time that he could ever pick up a win if he wins at Rio de Janeiro, but catching these guys one thing, passing them is another, although he didn't seem to have much trouble fighting his way up to where he currently is, so see what happens here as now we start to enter into the fuel window of when these drivers may decide to come to the pit lane. Five laps to go here in our second stage. And the top 3 have really broken away from 4th place Brandon Gonzales. J Shelton and E Hartnett all battling back there for 4th place, and JT, oh, he got there! That time he got to the left rear quarter panel, and he's going to go side by side down this back straightaway. But here comes Benjamin Miles to make it a 3-man fight for the race lead. Look at Miles. Is he going to go 3 wide? No, he's not. Wow, he had a big run though, and I thought he might try it. And Blaine Keys with that outside line run is going to hang on, at least for the moment, to the top position still. But Bryant really gave it a run that time, and he almost wrecked the both of them in his attempt to do so. Chevy Ford Chevy up here at the front of the field. But pit stops that will be happening could come into play and shake this field up. You never know. Let's see if Bryant can get another good run here through turns 1 and 2. Not nearly as good as he got the last time. That last time he got to the left rear quarter panel. That was quite a move he put on Blaine Keys. He just couldn't keep the momentum up down on the bottom of the racetrack. Got a couple of drivers that have now broken into the top 10. Brooke Allen up to 9th, and James Richardson is now in the 10th position. Bryant still unable to get there in battle with Blaine Keys, and now he may be under fire from Benjamin Miles for that 2nd position. Let's go back here. There's Brooke Allen. Boy, there's another car that looks like it's set up really well for the long run. Now cracking the top 10, and now has worked her way up to the 7th position. She picked up 2 spots on that lap. Now trying to run down Emmanuel Hartnett in the 83. There's James Richardson, the Advocare Toyota Camry, down at her inside. So we're starting to see the comers and goers. The comers would obviously definitely be Benjamin Miles, Brooke Allen, James Richardson. The goers might be drivers like Anthony McCrury and Sean Gallighan. They have started to really drift back. As a matter of fact, Gallighan is now outside of the top 10. Contact! Contact there between the 3 and the 11. That was close. And McCrury is close to falling outside of the top 10 as well. And the pit stops, nope, I thought maybe we were going to have pit stops. I think Richardson might have been getting ready to come to pit road. But nope, instead just took that turn a little bit lower than maybe he wanted to. Here's Gonzales still hanging on in that 4th position. Shelton in 5th. As Benjamin Miles, he got around JT Bryant, and now he is all over the back bumper of Blaine Keys. Surprisingly, these drivers able to go a little bit further on fuel than I expected. I thought they'd have to come to pit road about this time. But nope, they are able to stay out a little bit longer than I had projected. They will be having to come to pit road very shortly, though. There's no doubt about that. So we saw JT Bryant be able to get to the left rear quarter panel of Blaine Keys just that one time. Let's see now what Benjamin Miles is able to do. Gonna try to the inside going into 1. And wow, that looked too easy. Benjamin Miles gets by Blaine Keys. He will take the race lead, and now the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet out of ML Motorsports is gonna set sail. undoubtedly one of the best cars in the field, Benjamin Miles. He started this race outside of the top 10, fought his way into the top 10, then to the top 5, and now, halfway through this race, he is out in front. Not only that, he's going to be the stage winner of stage number 2 as he comes to the line. Benjamin Miles putting himself together quite a race right now, and there you see some drivers just coming off pit road, so it looks like the cycle of green flag pit stops have begun. That's the points leader, last week's winner, C Dodd. He was just on pit road. I think there was another car that just hit the pit lane as well. Oh, there's a lot of them. A lot of drivers on pit road now. That was Charles Sanford, just came off of pit road. Jessica Shelton, Sean Gallighan, Anthony McCrury, they're on the pit lane. McIntyre, Llamas, John Arndt. He's got some damage to John Arndt, as does Matt Haas in the 78. There's Nathan Hudson, K Tellier, Kyle Mathews, and Dylan Young. We got some damage on the 15 of Tim Walch. Not certain what went on with him. We're not under caution or anything, so it must have been an incident that happened under green flag conditions. And here comes everybody else to pit road, being led by Benjamin Miles. John Arndt, see an extended stay for him as they're repairing the right side damage we saw he had on his Zaxby's Chevrolet, and that's obviously going to hurt him as far as track position. Came into this race 4th in the point standings. He's now down and away. Tim Walsh was 15th in the points coming into this race, and we saw that he had a lot of front end damage on his car. Certain that our camera people here at the NNSCRA booth have already documented what happened to the 15 of Tim Walsh and given you that footage courtesy of the NNSCRA split cam. Benjamin Miles' team very efficient on pit road, and I will be very surprised if Benjamin Miles doesn't cycle back around as the race leader. Now, the last thing I think Benjamin Miles would like to see now in this second half of the race would be a caution flag, because that car is a rocket ship. Give you a full field rundown once the cycle of pit stops are complete. I think the top 3 will look the same as they did when they came to pit road, with Miles, Keys, and Bryant. But Benjamin Miles, he's got now over a 4-second lead, almost a 5-second lead. Let's give you as good a full field rundown as we possibly can as Benjamin Miles shows the way. Second place is JT Bryant now. Third place is going to be Jane Keys. Fourth place is actually a battle between Brandon Gonzales and Emmanuel Hartnett, so this is 4th and 5th. 6th place is James Richardson. 7th is Sean Gallighan. So he's going to work his way by the now lap machine of Tim Walsh. 8th is K Tellier. 9th place is, I thought it was Nathan Hudson, but I think Hudson might be a lap down. Yes, he is. Hudson and Llamas are both a lap down. So Tellier is in 8th. 9th place is Daniel Guilbert, and teammate Brooke Allen is in 10th. 11th would be Keith Batson. 12th place is James McCloud. 13th is defending winner of this race, Trent Dunham. Kyle Mathews is 14th. 15th place is J Baskinger. 16th, Joshua Michaels. 17th, L Alvarise. Dallas McIntosh is in 18th. 19th, Dylan Poteet, and 20th is Garrett Sydnor. 21st place is Quentin Moore. 22nd, Matt Haas. 23rd is Johnny Gardner. 24th, rookie K Shearer. 25th is Caleb Farrell, not having as good a day here today as he did in the 500. 26th is Charles Sanford. 27th, Zachary Fitzwater. Anthony McCrury has slipped all the way back to 28th, so not a good run for him. 29th is Baker. Jessica Shelton also lost a lot of positions on pit road. She's now in 30th. 31st place is Cody Smart. 32nd would be Levi McIntyre. And 33rd is John Arndt. He's the last car on the lead lap. We have 6 drivers off the lead lap, 34th on back. A Drayton, Nathan Hudson, Cody Llamas, Dylan Young, C Dodd, and Tim Walch. So things not looking good for the 88 team of being able to keep the points lead heading into next week. drivers that really were running fairly well in the point standings that don't look like they're going to be having that good a points day. We obviously talked about Caleb Farrell running near the back. J Arndt just barely on the tail end of the lead lap. Alex Drayton trapped the lap down. He was 11th in the points coming to this race. Cody Llamas was 13th in the lap down. And Tim Walch, 15th in points, also trapped a lap down to the race leader. Tim Walch now 2 laps down in the 15 car to the race leader, Benjamin Miles. At this point, Benjamin Miles, there's only 2 things I can see that could really trip him up. One is if he messes up a corner and wrecks his race car, and 2 would be if a yellow flag comes out. He is enjoying over a 5-second lead over JT Bryant. He's also got a couple of lap machines between himself and the 77. J Arndt, who came in 4th in the points, things may not be over for him as far as problems. He might go a lap down, as might Levi McIntyre, both of them on the tail end of the lead lap, and they're not that far ahead of Benjamin Miles. Miles has got, like I said, a rocket ship. Let's see who's had the fastest lap this race. I'll be surprised if anyone has a faster lap than Benjamin Miles. Let's see what they say. And surprisingly enough, Benjamin Miles is only the 6th fastest lap. James Richardson has the fastest lap of this race. Emmanuel Hartnett 2nd fastest, so that Toyota power is showing itself here today. Then J Gallighan, Dallas McIntosh, Daniel Gilbert. That is the top 5 in fastest speeds. Then it's Benjamin Miles in 6th, Brooke Allen, Charles Sanford, Cody Llamas, and Cody Smart. The top 10 fastest laps laid down here today at Rio de Janeiro. J Gallighan. All of a sudden they've got that car where it might need to be. As now he's going to go to the inside of Tim Walch. He's now worked his way up into the 2nd position. So apparently that pit stop allowed them to be able to make an adjustment that really helped out his Doom Chevrolet. Keep in mind, J Gallighan was outside of the top 10 when the green flag pit stops began. So whatever they did to fix that race car up, they've done it to his liking, and now he's in that 2nd spot. JT Bryant currently in 3rd, and Emmanuel Hartnett having a good run there in the 83. He's in 4th. Hartnett, top 10 the points coming into this race, and we nearly had a wreck right there with James Richardson and Tim Walch. That was close. Then you got the lap machine, Alex Drayton, and there's the car that dominated the first half of this race. Blaine Key is now mired back in the 6th position. Talked about K Tellier, one of the drivers that has a stage point, or a playoff point I should say, winning the 2nd stage of the 500 last week. Came into this race 30th in the point standings, though didn't have a great run in the 500. Inside the top 10, having a good run in 8th place, but things don't change. It doesn't look like Lincoln's going to get their first Hersheys Cup Series win yet here today at Emerson Fittipaldi Raceway, as she's working her way by Brandon Gonzales in the 23, who's now up to 103 races. That looks like it may increase to 104 unless we have something happen. All these drivers back here, they want to see that yellow flag. They want to have a shot at Benjamin Miles, but even if we had that caution flag, Benjamin Miles' car has been so good, not certain they'd be able to do anything with him. J Gallighan has closed the gap slightly. He's gained, chipped away about maybe 2 to 3 hundredths every single lap on Benjamin Miles, who gets the wall right there. Benjamin Miles is going to have some difficulty with J Arndt and Levi McIntyre, who are up to full speed. So this could be, with 10 laps to go, this could be very interesting. Could J Gallighan, with the help of McIntyre and Arndt, be able to close up over 5 seconds distance and maybe have a shot to battle for the win? Miles to the inside on J Arndt. His car's been really good on that bottom side in turn 1. He will now lap J Arndt's Zaxby Chevrolet, and now almost got into the left rear quarter panel Levi McIntyre, as he'll look to put him a lap down. Last time by, J Gallighan closed the gap by about 2/10. But in order to close it down by 2/10 each lap, he's going to need roughly, would that be, about 20 more laps. He doesn't have 20 laps. He's got about 9 laps left to go when we hit the stripe. I think Benjamin Miles being very patient in this traffic. And the caution is out! The caution that Miles did not want to see is waving. Levi McIntyre will stay on the lead lap. So that was a very timely caution for him, but the yellow flag is out for the first time here today, and it happens with 9 laps to go here at Rio de Janeiro. And this changes everything, but the thing that we should point out, though, is Miles has a lap car in J Arndt between himself and Sean Gallighan. There will be a single file restart since we're less than 10 to go, so that lap car will start between the 25 and the 44. But this could be a very interesting restart to finish this race. Let's see who it was that was involved to bring out this caution. And that is Tim Walsh back on pit road again in the 15 car. I don't know if he might not have been the reason for the yellow flag coming out. We'll have to find out. But Benjamin Miles out in front. Will he stay out in front? He's going to have to bring us back to at least one restart to finish out this race. Take a look and see what brought out the caution for the first time here today. And there was no wreck. Tim Walsh, badly damaged, as you can clearly see. The front end all crunched in, the hood taken off, and there you see the car just finally gives up the ghost. Engine goes south. And the reason that they had to throw the yellow is because this took place off of turn number 2, heading towards the, well, actually, it was off turn 1, heading into turn 2 towards the back straightaway, and there was no way Tim Walsh was going to be able to get that thing back to pit road. He tries to get the thing down to the inside out of everybody's way, and you'll see right here that the car just loses power. He just has no forward momentum, and the car is going to come to a halt right here on the middle of turn 2, and so NNSCRA officials having to throw the caution because of a car coming to a complete stop on the racetrack, and that just really blew this race wide open. This is going to be a very interesting restart. Anywhere from maybe 5 laps to go, maybe even as few as 3 laps to go. We'll have to see how many laps there'll be left in this race, as let's go back now for the green. Lights are out atop the pace car. It will be 5 laps to go here at Rio de Janeiro. Benjamin Miles trying to close out the deal. We know he has a good long run car. Now we're going to find out if his car is set up for the short run. He will have a lap machine of J Arndt, who is up to speed, between himself and second place Sean Gallighan. Then it's J Bryant, Emmanuel Hartnett, James Richardson, your top 5, with K Tellier, Blaine Keys, Brandon Gonzales, B Allan, and Daniel Guilbert, the top 10. There is a lap machine as well back there between, I believe it's 5th and 6th place, from Richardson back to K Tellier, and that is the 77 of Alex Drayton, another driver who is up to speed. So those 2 lap machines, Arndt and Drayton, could play a huge factor into the outcome of this race. Only one driver out of the race up to this point. That's the driver we saw bring out this caution flag. Tim Walsh has been pushed back to the garage area. A header issue, the problem for him mechanically. Everybody else is still running, but we only have 32 cars on the lead lap. John Arndt, Alex Drayton, Dylan Young, Cody Llamas, Nathan Hudson, and Chris Dodd are all off the lead lap. As the green flag is back out, we're back underway for a 5-lap shootout. And Benjamin Miles going, gone. Now Sean Gallighan to the inside of J Arndt, trying to put that lap machine in his rearview mirror and set his sights on the Napa Chevrolet. J Bryant looking to do the same there in 3rd place. And now Gallighan has cleared the lap machine, and now the battle is on between Miles and Gallighan potentially for this win. Don't count out J Bryant and Emmanuel Hartnett. They may have something to say about this as well. Bryant has cleared Arndt, Hartnett has not, so the top 3 are clear of the lap machine. It'll be 4 laps to go. Chevy, Ford. Who's got the best car for these final laps? Gallighan, peeking out of line to the inside. Can he get to the left rear quarter panel going into 1? He's alongside. Can he pull off the move here? Miles trying to battle back on the top side. Gallighan quicker back to the throttle. He'll clear for the race lead. So now Gallighan out in front. Miles, the hunted, now becomes the hunter. J Bryant right there waiting in the wings. Then you still got the lap machine of J Arndt holding up Emmanuel Hartnett in fourth on back. So it looks like it may come down amongst the top three. Gallighan, Miles, Bryant all went to victory lane last season. Which one's going to go to victory lane here today? 3 laps to go here at Rio de Janeiro. Sean Gallighan was up front at the start of this race. Started in third, drifted outside the top 10. Then after the pit stops, moved his way back up into the top 10, up to the third position, I think it was, when the pit stop cycled through. And now he finds himself with a timely caution out in front, showing the way. Benjamin Miles, all of a sudden, that car looks like it's starting to fade. He had a really good long run car, looking like it's set up for the short run. He will have 2 more tries, 2 more laps to try and get Gallighan. Emmanuel Hartnett has now cleared the lap machine of J Arndt. He's in 4th place. J Richardson now in 5th, trying to get by Arndt, but the battle is up front. When Benjamin Miles back on that long run was so good through 1 and 2, and now it looks like he doesn't have quite the race car he had before. That car was obviously set up for the long run. Sean Gallighan, though, had his car probably set up, looks like, for both the long and the short run. This time by, Sean Gallighan will see the white flag one more time around. Miles tries a half turn lower out of turn 4 to try and close up the distance. Miles has been so good through 1 and 2, driving it way down deep. I think that's what he's got to do here to try and close up some distance. Will he attempt it? Runs a little bit lower than Gallighan, but Gallighan, with running a little bit higher, was able to drive it deeper, heading into turn number 2. About maybe 3 car lengths separation between Gallighan and Benjamin Miles. Miles isn't even within striking distance. Gallighan's just got to hit 2 more corners perfectly, and he's home free. Through turn 3, heads through turn 4. Miles not even close enough. Out of turn 4 for the final time, Sean Gallighan will get his first win of this season, as he will take the checkered flag in the Emerson Fittipaldi 400 here at Rio de Janeiro. And you go back, and I think the whole key to Gallighan winning this race was that yellow flag that came out with about 9 laps to go. Miles, who had one of the strongest cars today, that 5-lap shootout spelled his doom, no pun intended. He'll have to settle for second with J Bryant third, Emmanuel Hartnett fourth, and J Richardson fifth. The rest of the drivers that got stage points: K Tellier, J McCloud popped up into the top 10 late for 7th, Lane Keys, B Allan, and Brandon Gonzales. Let's take a look at the full finishing results from this race, as the standings should be official. Gave you the top 10. There's Daniel Guilbert in 11th, Dallas McIntosh 13th, 14th for J Baskinger. Trent Dunham, defending winner of this race, he'll come away with 14th. 15th was Kyle Mathews, and the rest of the top 20 were Joshua Michaels, Keith Batson, Garrett Sydnor, Cody Smart, and Quentin Moore. Cody Smart gets Rookie of the Race with his 19th place finish. Looking down through the remainder of the finishing results, Anthony McCrury was the last car to finish on the lead lap in the 32nd position after starting this race from the pole. John Arndt, Dylan Young, Cody Llamas, Alex Drayton, Nathan Hudson, and the points leader coming into this race, the Daytona 500 winner Chris Dodd, all finished a lap down from 33rd through 38th, and Tim Walsh was the only driver to finish out of the race after his engine exploded back on lap 32. So, that's going to do it from today's race from the Emerson Fittipaldi Raceway here in Rio de Janeiro. Sean Gallighan is your winner, and it'll be very interesting to see what the point standings look like heading next week. If I were to place a wager on who might be the points leader, I think it would be a toss-up between Trent Dunn and Brandon Gonzales or Emmanuel Hartnett. Maybe more Gonzales or Hartnett heading into next week. We'll have to see, because Hartnett got some pretty good stage points here today, so as did Brandon Gonzales. So we'll have to see. I think Hartnett might be the points leader. We'll see if my calculations in my head are correct, but we're going to leave it to our NNSCRA statisticians to actually come up with the correct answer. But anyway, that's going to do it here for today's race. Hope that you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you full finish results. These are your rookie point stands and your overall point stands heading into next week. All three series come back. The Tax Slayer Truck Series, Pizza Hut X Series, and Hersheys Cup Series as we get ready for a trifecta weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Until then, I'm Seth Cole signing off. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.